Alright, welcome back to another video, guys. We are back with another video, and today I'm going to be showing you guys how to make yourselves a Fortnite thumbnail for free, so you don't have to use Photoshop, you don't have to download anything, you don't have to pay for anything. But before we get into the video, if you guys are new here, make sure to go ahead and hit that little subscription button down below. And if you guys haven't checked out my last video, it'll be on the screen, but I actually made a pair of custom PewDiePie Air Force Ones that turned out really cool, and I actually really loved making that video. It has the pattern of the PewDiePie swirls, kind of like the G Fuel tub. It took me forever, so guys, go ahead and check out that video if you haven't already. And yeah, we're gonna jump right into the video. Alright, so we are on Pixlr right here, and if you guys aren't new to the channel, then you guys probably have seen my other Pixlr videos. Now I want to continue making these Pixlr videos. Now I have started making like other types of content, but I do still want to keep this content on the channel and keep helping you guys out as much as I can with thumbnail tutorials and other kinds of, graphics tutorials and stuff like that. So we are on the Pixlr website, pixlr.com. You guys just have to run Flash Player for this to actually open. It automatically runs for me, which is super nice. And once you guys keep going on it, it'll automatically run, I believe, for you guys. So we are on the main page of Pixlr. Now we're going to start by clicking Open Image from Computer. And we're going to go ahead and just find the background image that I have for this thumbnail. Now, if you guys want to find the exact image that I used for this thumbnail in specific, you guys can go ahead and just Google, I believe I just Googled Fortnite Chapter 2 backgrounds, and there are actually a bunch of really cool aesthetic ones that I use. Now, if you guys want to see a graphics pack from me, I've actually always kind of wanted to make one, so go ahead and leave a comment down below if you guys want me to make a graphics pack with a bunch of backgrounds and PNGs and stuff like that. But I'm just going to show you guys how to make the exact one that I actually made in the thumbnail of this video. Now, this is the actual image that I used from this specific thumbnail. So I'm just going to go ahead and click on that. And now we kind of have our base background for the thumbnail. Now I would suggest trying to add effects to the background after you finish the thumbnail just to see what it looks like with everything together. I actually added a blur, I believe, to the one in my thumbnail. But you guys can go ahead and kind of mess with it however you like. So we have the base background image right now. So I'm going to start off with some text. Now I usually pretty much always use the Fortnite font, which I actually have a video on how to get that font in Pixlr. I'll toss a little card up in the top right of the screen, I believe it'll come up. But if you guys want to watch that, it is a little bit of a process on how to get the actual font to show up in Pixlr, and I know a lot of you guys struggle with that, so I definitely am glad that I've already made a video on it. So I can just go ahead and click here, and I can go ahead to Burbank, which is what it's actually called. It's not called Fortnite for some reason. I haven't really quite figured out why, but it's called Burbank Big Condensed. I'm gonna go ahead and type my text. So if you guys are making maybe a montage, you can type your montage name in here. If you guys are making a video on like how to get the best controller settings, you can type that in here. But I'm just gonna go ahead, for the sake of the video, I'm just gonna put how to make a thumbnail. So I'm just put how to make a thumbnail. Or actually, I definitely want the font to be white, most likely. I'm just gonna go ahead and white. Thumbnail. And I'm definitely gonna have to size it to see what kind of size fits. I'm gonna go ahead here, and I'm gonna click on the arrow tool, drag it around, and I'm just gonna have it up here. Now with this, I definitely wanna go ahead and right click and go to layer styles. I definitely wanna add some kind of outer glow or bevel or something like that just to give the actual text a little bit of an effect. I usually go ahead and just use black as kind of like an outglow, and then I usually do hardness at a higher thing so it's not just kind of like a glow around. And I'm gonna go ahead and adjust the size to see however I like it. I'll put the hardness up more. I probably want a little lower than that. Probably like 9 or so. That kind of looks good to me. I'm gonna go ahead and put that up there. Then I'm gonna adjust the size a little bit more. I think I definitely want it a little bit bigger. Center it a little bit. Perfect. So then I'm gonna go ahead and get my PNG image. Now the way that I found this PNG image that you guys see in the thumbnail is I just googled Fortnite PNGs. Now there's a ton of them available on Google, and I suggest you guys find different ones than other people have used in previous, just to kind of have more of a unique thumbnail that doesn't look like everybody else's. But you guys can go ahead and just scroll through a ton of them and find which ones you like. There's a ton of super cool ones already made. Like, you don't even have to cut anything out. Like, they're already PNGs. And I think a lot of these PNGs, in specifically the one that I'm using now, looks super cool with the blurred background. And I'll kind of show you guys the process of that. So I'm gonna go ahead and find that PNG that I had. I'm gonna hit layer. I'm gonna hit open image as layer, and I'm gonna go ahead and just find that PNG that I saved. I just saved it to my desktop, so it's super accessible. So here it is. I'm just gonna go ahead and double click it, and then we have it on here. Now I'm gonna hit edit, retransform, and guys, it's key to hold shift when you size these, otherwise it's going to mess up the shape of your image. So hold shift when you're sizing it, because then it just keeps the kind of like size that it already has. And we're going to go ahead and kind of scale it to what I want over in the corner over here. And I might adjust that a little bit. Go ahead and enter. And now I'm going to show you guys a little bit more than I have in previous videos on kind of adjusting certain images so they look a little bit better than like what they come out as when you first put it in. So with this one, I'm going to go ahead and adjustment, and I'm going to hit brightness and contrast. Now with here, you can actually edit the certain PNG because I have the PNG selected on the right side. So if I go ahead and just adjust this a little bit, I can kind of get a better image. If you guys can kind of tell, it's less washed out and it kind of just looks better in general. So I'm gonna go ahead and okay, and I think that kind of looks a little bit better than what it was before. So I'm gonna have that kind of in the corner right there. And now I kind of have mostly everything that I kind of want on this thumbnail. Now I don't like too much going on in the thumbnail because when someone is scrolling through YouTube and they see your video, they're gonna make that split-second decision to just scroll by it or click it. So I like to just get my point across like right away and very plain and obvious. So I'm gonna go ahead and blur the background now and just kind of see how much of a blur I want. So I'm gonna go ahead and click the background image. I'm gonna click filter, and I'm gonna do, I believe it's box blur right here. And I'm gonna adjust the amount to kind of like an amount that blurs it but doesn't blur it too much. I'm probably gonna use like about 5, I think. That kind of looks good. You guys can kind of judge whatever you want here. And then I'm gonna go ahead and go to the PNG, right click, and I'm gonna go to layer styles, and I'm gonna add a little bit of a drop shadow. And I'm gonna have the distance a little bit less so it's not super obvious. I'm gonna have an outer glow of white. I'm gonna click OK. And I'm just gonna make the size like that. Make the hardness a little bit less so it's not super obvious. And I'm gonna click OK. So now I have a little bit of a white. If you guys want, you can right click, go to layer styles on the title, and you can add a little bit of a drop shadow as an effect too, which can always be super cool if you guys just want to make it stand out a little bit more. And then I always like to fill it up, so I always like to add a few little things in the thumbnail to kind of make it stand out versus others, just kind of fill the space. Because if you guys look at this, first glance, you're gonna see there's a huge right area kind of on the right side of the thumbnail that really doesn't have much going on. So my advice for you guys is always to stay up to trends. So if there's new items releasing Fortnite, you could always put PNGs of new items kind of just to fill up the space. But what I'm going to do now is Fortnite Chapter 2 released relatively not that long ago, and I've noticed a lot of thumbnails on YouTube don't really have much of the Fortnite Chapter 2 graphics in it. So what I did was, if you guys Google Fortnite Chapter 2 PNG, this image will come up right away. I'm going to show you guys. I'll hit layer, open image as layer, and I'm going to go ahead and find that PNG that I had. I believe it's somewhere right here. So I got the Fortnite Chapter 2 PNG. I'm going to drag it, hit edit, free transform, and I'm going to hold shift again while I'm sizing this image, and I'm going to scroll down, and I'm going to angle it a little bit. I'm going to put this probably right around here, click enter, and what you guys can do with this is up to you as well, but I'm probably, I don't want to double click that. I want to right click, layer styles. You guys could add an outer glow to this as well. I'll probably just do white for the sake of simplicity. Or I could probably actually do yellow too. Yellow would look pretty cool as well. Like this kind of yellow color probably. Hit OK. And go to size. Go that, hardness. And now we have Chapter 2. You have your title, getting your point across, and you have a cool kind of dynamic PNG on the left side, which I think makes it look really cool. Now that you guys have your image finished, you guys have added your own personal touches. You guys have done, whatever you wanted to do with it. You guys are gonna go ahead and hit file, and you're gonna hit save, and then definitely go ahead and save it as a PNG. It's gonna be your full quality image. It's going to be the fullest quality that you can actually get from Pixlr. So guys, go ahead and make sure it's PNG. Go ahead and name it whatever you guys want. Go ahead and maybe put Fortnite Chapter 2 thumbnail, or guys, whatever you guys really, what your video is about or anything like that. Go ahead and hit OK. Then I usually just save them as desktop, and it'll automatically save it as an image that will fit your thumbnail. Go ahead and hit save, and then you have your full image. We'll go ahead and take a peek at the actual full image so you guys can see it. I believe it is right here. So this is the full quality image. I believe Pixlr actually does have very good quality thumbnails, guys. And it's so cool because you guys can do whatever you want, and it's very, very easy. If you guys like this video or found it helpful, make sure to go ahead and hit a like on the video. It really helps me out, and it really keeps me motivated to keep making these kind of videos for you guys. And again, if you guys want to see a graphics pack from me with a bunch of preloaded thumbnails and background images and fonts, make sure to go ahead and leave a comment down below. I would love to do that for you guys. It would definitely just take me a little bit, so I want to make sure I can get enough support from you guys who actually want to see it. And I'll catch you guys in another video. Peace.